In a time when the world is watching every move between powerful countries, a very important meeting just took place. Former U.S. President Donald Trump met with Canadian Prime Minister Carney as tensions between the two countries continued to rise over trade issues, sparking global attention and raising new questions about international cooperation and economic balance. And this meeting wasn't just a handshake and smiles. It carried deep meaning, strategic discussion, and possible big changes ahead that could affect everyday people, businesses, and governments around the world. Now, why was this meeting so important? Because both the United States and Canada have been facing serious disagreements over trade tariffs, product pricing, and how their businesses compete across the border. And with these two huge economies so connected, what happens in one country can shake the other. So when Trump, known for his tough trade positions and bold political style, came face-to-face with Carney, a respected economist and leader now stepping into Canada's top role, it marked a major moment in North American politics, especially because Carney is seen by many as someone who understands global finance better than almost anyone, having worked as the head of the Bank of Canada and later at the Bank of England, giving him deep experience in money matters. So imagine the scene: two very different leaders. One, a businessman turned politician known for dramatic speeches and America First ideas. The other, a polished economist known for calm decision-making, sitting down to try to solve trade fights that have caused real stress between their countries, including disagreements over tariffs on steel, aluminum, lumber, and even dairy products, all of which impact real workers in factories and farms in both nations. And while Trump has often pushed for tough rules to protect American industries, Carney came in with a mission to cool things down and find fair solutions. Because trade wars don't just hurt politicians, they hurt workers, families, and small businesses. So their meeting, held in a secure location away from press chaos, was aimed at creating new ideas to reduce tension and create more stable trade policies. And although details of the conversation weren't made public, insiders say both leaders agreed on the need for better communication, clearer agreements, and fewer surprise taxes or restrictions that can damage trust. And this wasn't just about economics either. It was also about political respect, because the relationship between Canada and the U.S. has gone through ups and downs over the years. And this meeting was a chance to reset things, at least a little, and show that even strong-minded leaders with different styles can sit down and talk like adults about hard problems. And beyond trade, they also reportedly discussed border issues, climate policy cooperation, and how to work together on global challenges like supply chains and inflation that affect both countries. And while no one expected all problems to be solved in one day, the fact that the meeting happened at all was a big sign of hope, because too often leaders shout from a distance instead of talking face to face. And for Trump, it was a chance to prove he's still a key player on the world stage, possibly eyeing another political comeback. And for Carney, it was a way to show he can lead Canada through international tests and stand strong in front of big personalities without creating more conflict. The timing of this meeting was important too, because both countries are going through economic challenges, with rising prices, worker shortages, and public concern over the future of jobs and industries that depend on fair trade rules. And many experts believe that without strong cooperation between Canada and the U.S., both economies could suffer, especially with growing competition from other parts of the world like China and the European Union. So this wasn't just a news headline. it was a possible turning point, or at least the beginning of a better conversation. And in a world filled with political drama and division, the image of Trump and Carney meeting to discuss real problems and try to find real solutions sends a message that diplomacy still matters, that listening and negotiating still count, and that even the most complex issues, like trade fights that involve billions of dollars and millions of workers, can start to be solved when leaders show up and talk. And while critics on both sides may say the meeting didn't do enough or didn't change anything overnight, history often shows that the first step is the hardest and most important. And now the world will be watching what happens next. Will new agreements follow? Will tariffs be lowered? Will businesses see more stability? Will workers finally feel heard? And most of all, will this meeting inspire more open talks and fewer political games in the future? Only time will tell, but for now, this meeting between Trump and Carney stands as a symbol that even during tense times, progress is still possible when leaders dare to speak, listen, and try. And that's something the whole world could use more of today.